Hello everyone, Christine Halsey here today. I want to look at how to create, use, and reuse grading rubrics to decrease the amount of time it takes you to grade. Alright, so here I have a rubric that I use for my 15-point discussions, and you can edit it based on the points or change the comments. I just want to show you the process, and then you can develop what you see as the perfect rubric to help you grade more quickly. Okay, so here you can see this section here is actually what I have added, that this is for frequency, and the minimum requirement is to post on at least 3 separate days. And then I have my one for quality down here as well. And the post should add some information to the discussion topic, and you should have 1 proper citation per week. That's my requirement. You don't have to do that. And then down here is the by Wednesday. So in between is where I've created the range for the points, and we're going to look at how to set this up. But here it's just the comments that's important. So for full marks, you met or exceeded the 3 days a week. In the middle, 2 days, you only posted 2. The 3 days is the minimum requirement. And then for 1 day, you only posted 1 day. 3 days is the minimum requirement. And then for no days. And then I have similar ranges for full marks for the quality. 2 good posts, 1 good post, and then no good post, and then 1 point for my by Wednesday or not by Wednesday. Okay, so now let's look at how to implement this in an assignment. Okay, so I'm in my discussion topic, and you see it's 15 points, and that's what I'm wanting, is for those points to match. I'm going to click the 3 dots and hit Add Rubric. Okay, Add Rubric's going to bring up a basic form, and I can use that form in the form I have to create what I want to use for grading. So I'm going to kind of split screen the 2 of them so I don't have to keep clicking back and forth, and I can just go between the 2 documents here and make that a little bit easier on me. And I can move this over here and stretch it out just a little bit if that makes that easier for me. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is give it a title here, and you can name it whatever you want. 15-point discussion rubric. And then you'll see right here is the first criteria, and this is the criteria that we're looking at right here. So I'm going to hit edit on this first one, and the description of the criteria, this one is going to be frequency, and you can copy and paste or type it in here. And then for frequency, the minimum requirement, I'm going to copy that. That goes in as my long description. And I should have copied frequency, Q-U-E-N-C-Y, because I spelled it wrong. All right, and then I'll update that one, and you'll see that changes the criteria right here. And underneath that, you've got range, and I'm going to click that button. And what that lets me do is adjust the ranges here that I have. So right now I only have 2 ratings, 5 points and 0. So I'm going to click the plus sign in the middle, and that's going to give me the in-between rating. See, the other one is full. This is going to be 2 days. And I'm going to add 1 again. And now I can click here and add 1 more. And this is going to be my 1 day. And I'll come back and update the descriptions in a minute, but I want to show you how the range works. All right, so this is my full marks. I'm going to hit edit here, and I'm going to come grab the comments. And by doing this with the comments, I'm not going to have to make comments to my students individually anymore. It's going to, by selecting what I'm selecting on the rubric, it'll make the comment to them for me so that I won't have to do that anymore. All right, here's the 2-day one. Let me come over a little bit. You only posted 1 day. And my last one here. And again, this is a little bit of setup, but when you see how much it's going to help me save in time on the back end, I consider this the front end or the prep. And when we get to the actual grading, it's going to help me go so much faster. Okay, so now I want my another criteria, and I can duplicate that one, but I don't really want to. I'm just going to create a new one, and this one is going to be for quality. And post should add some information. You can actually click and drag from the worksheet over here to set up the sections. Okay, so full marks, 3 points will be 2, or this one will be 2 good post. Then I need one more, it'll be 1 good post. All right, and I can, while I'm doing that, go ahead and put these comments in it. I just like to show you the range first. And I forgot to click range. There we go. And we can come back in and put the ratings in. And that's, again, this rating description is the message that's really going to let students know why they didn't receive full points for that. So if you do this part right, again, it just makes things so much easier because you're not going to have to make comments individually to students about why they received a deduction. And I've actually decreased how many questions I have to answer on discussion grading by doing this. And we're almost done here. All right, I got one more criteria I want to add. And this is going to be another new one. And this is my one that's by Wednesday. And I either have full marks, which I'm going to edit. This isn't 5 points, but it's going to be 1 point. And no points. So 1, 5, and 5. Nope. There should be a max of 7, and this is one good reason to use the system because it just makes it recalculating that a whole lot easier. And if I want to, I can go in and adjust these points because I'm not liking that. I think this one should be 7 to 5, and it'll update for me. Okay, and then I got 5 to 2. And you just click on that little pencil to edit each of these. Makes it real easy to edit. So I got 7 to 5, 5 to 2, and 2 to 0. All right. So now I've got my rubric ready. And to actually apply it in the gradebook, I want to click this little thing here. Use this rubric for assignment grading, and then create rubric. Okay, it's not quite time for me to grade these discussions yet, but I'm going to go into my speed grader and show you how it works once we put the rubric in. You'll see it says View Rubric, so I click here to open up the rubric. And what I usually do is I tend to pull my rubric open and I make things real small. At this point, I'm not grading the content as much of these discussions because I've kind of already done that throughout the week. I really already at this point know what these students have said, and I'm just looking at that. Okay, frequency here I've got 2. They've only posted 2 days this week. All right, and let's say they haven't done a citation, so they've got 2 good posts. I'd click there, and then if they got in by Wednesday of the week, I click here, and then I click save. Now you can see the comments that go to that particular student. And the grade should have come up here, but I did that for the week 3 one. I think I forgot to do it for week 2. So I'm going to have to go make that adjustment because once I finish based on what we did in the other one, it should pop up here. But since I went to week 2 instead of week 3, that's why mine didn't. Okay, let me try that again. There you go. Now you can see it populates up there in the window. All right, now let's look at using it next week as well. Okay, so I'm going to come back to my 3 dots and add a rubric. This is for the next week. And I want to click Find Rubric. And it may or may not take a while to populate. And what you're looking for over here is the course number that you're currently working on. And I can tell because of the name that this is the one I just created, this 15-point discussion rubric. So I'm going to click over here on it, double click, and then it populates. So you can see now it's all done and you don't have to do anything. But do remember to click the edit button. It'll say you can't make changes, but you can. Come on down here and make sure to click use this rubric for assignment grading. Because if you don't do that, then it doesn't update that grade like we saw just a minute ago when I forgot to do it for week 2. So make sure and hit that one, and now you're all ready for week 4 as well. Thank you. I hope that speeds up your grading. I know it has mine. I can now do about 200 discussions in less than 3 hours, which it used to take me like 2 days of grading to get that done. So I've really been able to just speed up the whole process and help free up myself for other things that I want to have time to do. I hope it helps you as well. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.